There are not many works of that duration, almost an hour, and big symphonies in the English repertoire. How do you explain that?
England was looking for their next, I guess you could say, composer of English music in the orchestra that was going to put forth a new tradition. And they'd had Algar Enigma variations. That was very exciting for the English people, but then Holst Planets came along, and I think it changed everything. And it's inspired a lot of film music after it as well, especially. But the tunes are inspired by folk music of England and also popular dances and songs that people used to enjoy back then, you know, and in the bars. And then we also have the spiritual and choral side of the English tradition. Choirs have always been such a really big thing. The Messiah always sung every year, for example, and then Vaughan Williams symphonies and so forth. So this has carried on a tradition of the past, and it's brought a lot to the future.
Was Holst somebody who actually had connotations between certain harmonies, certain colors, and character? Is there this? Like you see that a lot in the music of Olivier Messiaen later on?
Yes, absolutely. I think the one that has the most, like, I guess, it brings that out, the harmony, is the Mystic, which is a seventh movement. And I guess the idea there is you must live a life of complete simplicity so that you can hear the far voices from Neptune, and only then can you hear those vibrations. And so there's a lot of maybe an aura, a crystal ball, and he uses these triads. And the flutes often are the ones, sometimes oboes, and they waft in and out, and we've made a phrasing so that it's not all the same, it's always undulating in some way, and I think that helps us create the mystic aura. He was inspired by the Klangfarben melody. He'd listened to Schoenberg 5 pieces for orchestra, and he was really interested in triads and polychords and finding the amazing dissonances and how much they give a crunch and then a release. In the end of Neptune, it's my favorite one.
When you're rehearsing an orchestra, it's often very technical, but yet you're so evocative in your way you talk about this music. Do you transmit this kind of ideas and this kind of information to the musicians as well? Yes,
absolutely. I think it's very important because our musicians know this piece incredibly well, and there are many different ways you could approach it. And if you give the idea of a character or you choose a phrasing, that is the information that they need to say, okay, this week it's going like that. I don't have to be too short, long, you know, things like that. We can sense that together. And I think we've had a lot of fun finding that this week.